The word is grease. Hi there, Scott Action Jackson here, and here with one of my video ideas. More or less a comparison of musicals on film. I wanted to go ahead and pull the trigger on this one because it involves a movie that I did grow up with and stuck with me throughout the years, and I kind of loved it. And while growing up, kind of got confused with a few things here and there, but still, I love the music. I love the performances. So the first one is going to be covering the versions that we got of Grease on film so far. Now, this is going to cover the 1978 Grease movie by Paramount Pictures, and the 2016 Grease Live by Paramount and Fox that was shown on Fox. It was Grease Live. They were doing it. Fox was doing this line of live musical productions. And I think some other companies tried some as well that didn't exactly, well, we'll get to that at some point, I'm sure. But in order to tackle this and do the comparison, it's going to be like, okay, we're going to be comparing the actors, the characters, and the songs as they were in the shows. So if you're following along with me so far, congrats, thank you. So first, let's go into the characters, the actors. With these actors and their characters, I've only selected the main interesting cast, and I guess you could say one extra one that I want to bring up in the plot, story-wise. Now, just so you guys know, I know nothing about the original Broadway show or the Broadway show that's out there of Grease. My knowledge is coming from the original Grease movie and the Grease Live production. Okay? Good. So, the 1978 cast and characters. We got Olivia Newton-John as Sandy, John Travolta as Danny, Stockard Channing as Rizzo, Jeff Conway as Kaneki, Barry Pearl as Duty. Oh, I'm going to have to apologize because I'm going to fuck up some names. Michael Tucci as Sonny, Kelly Ward as Putsy, Dee Dee Khan as Frenchie, Jamie Donnelly as Jan, Dinah Manoff as Mary Monachino, Eddie Denson as Eugene Felsnick. So, the 2016 cast. We have, oh boy, I'm going to probably screw up some more names here. Okay. Julianne Hough as Sandy Young, Aaron Tveit as Danny Zuko, Vanessa Hudgens as Rizzo, Keke Palmer as Marty Maraschino, Carly Rae Jepsen as Frenchie, Keitha Donahue as Jan, Carlos Pena Vega as Kaneki, Jordan Fisher as Duty, David Del Rio as Putsy, Andrew Call as Sonny, and Noah Robbins as Eugene. Now that we got those cast and characters out there, we can do some comparisons. One that I did want to bring up was Eugene Felsnick. In the original movie, he's just someone who gets picked on a lot in the movie. Nothing really comes about as far as anything done with him. In the Grease Live, however, he still gets picked on, but he gets a bit more development, and he actually helps the T-Birds, which that's one thing I'm going to definitely say the Grease Live is a little more character development in some of these characters. Because the other T-Birds, I kind of like the development more. Well, when I say the other T-Bird members, I mean like Duty, Putsy, Sonny. It seems like there's a little more development in the Grease Live than the original movie. Now, as far as Kenickie, I like the Kenickie in the original 1978 version. In the Grease Live version, I have no issue with him. He's fine. But I like the previous Kenickie more. If we go over to the Pink Ladies, I'm afraid the nostalgia has to kick in. I'm going to have to go with the original version of the Pink Ladies with Jan, Frenchie, Marty. Rizzo, in the Grease Live, Vanessa Hudgens, she had I think it's within hours of the Grease Live going live, she had just lost her father. Crew and cast was behind her the whole time. And she kind of just channeled some of that, I guess you could say, rage and whatever gumption, and just focused on the role. And you could hear how much she puts into it with one of the songs that she does, There Are Worse Things I Could Do. But I'll get to that song when I get to it. But in which case, I have nothing wrong with the original cast member, Stockard Channing. I don't mind her. I like her as Rizzo. But part of me likes the Grease Live version better. It's kind of weird. That's the thing with these musical comparisons. It's going to be like little bits of this here and this here. I like more and more, but there's going to be a lot of nostalgia that kicks in. Now, as far as Danny and Sandy, I am definitely going with the original cast with their portrayals of the characters. However, I find the Grease Live versions of Danny and Sandy more believable as a couple than they were in the original movie. I know it's a bit weird, but I like what John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John did with the characters in the original movie. I like the way that they sang the songs for the characters. But I like the chemistry of the two characters in the Grease Live more. And I think that's going to be it as far as the main cast, because, as I stated, I'm not going to pull out every cast member that was in this. That would take for freaking ever. So now we'll try and hop over to the songs. Now, I tried to get these songs down in the way that they were performed in the filmed versions, okay? In most cases, they usually all line up right. There's like a few instances here and there that are different, but otherwise, the ones that match up, I'll be doing the comparison and talk about which one I feel is better and stuff like that. So, yeah, got that out of the way. So the very first song is Grease Is the Word. In the original version, every time I keep saying the original version, I say the original movie. In the original movie, we get an animated sequence that goes all the way to Rydell High. Then it changes back to live action. That's kind of neat, but I'll prefer the Grease Live version more, because it has the person singing the song and going through the backstage areas, which I like a lot more. They go through like the dressing room, they show some of the guest stars that'll be appearing as different characters, like a few of the original the first Grease cast that came back for other roles. And the whole issue they had, or were worried about with the weather, it was going to start raining and stuff, and then the rain started stopping around the time it got around to going live for Grease Live. I do enjoy the Grease Is the Word better on the Grease Live production. Summer Nights. Oh boy. I kind of want to say nostalgia is going to kick in on this, because I'm definitely going with the original movie version. Although I do like some stuff that they did in the Grease Live version. Some, not all. But I'm definitely siding with the original version more. Well, the original film version more. Now, from here we go to the girls having their slumber party. Marty Maraschino, in the Grease Live version, sings Freddy My Love. Now, I know and heard that this was supposed to be in the original movie as well, but was cut. Now, I don't know if they actually had the original actors try and sing the song as well or not, because as far as I know, the songs are on the actual soundtrack, the original Grease movie soundtrack, but I don't think it's done by the actual actors. I think it's like another group or another person singing the songs, because that's going to be the case for another song later on. But with Freddy My Love, it's like, I didn't really like this song being in here, because the next song, which I will be doing a comparison with, is Look at Me, I'm Sandra D. And with that one, once again, the nostalgia side of it's going to kick in, because I'm going to go with the original film version over the Grease Live. Because, I don't know why, but to me, the Grease Live version was more of a personal insult more than the film version was the first time around. Because when I tried watching the Look at Me, I'm Sandra D, it didn't have all the same callbacks that the original one had. I know in the original one they brought up Elvis, and that was a sign of the time. In the Grease Live version, I don't even think he was even brought up, even though there might have been a picture of him somewhere. But yeah, I'm sticking with the original 1978 film version of Look at Me, I'm Sandra D. Now, in the original film version, this is where Sandy sings Hopelessly Devoted to You. Now, make a note of this. This song happens here at the end of the sleepover, because in the Grease Live version, it happens later on. Why? I don't know. One thing I'm going to repeat when I bring it up there is that I love Olivia Newton-John's version of the song. I do. Now we go to Grease Lightning. And yeah, chalk another one up for nostalgia, because I'm going with the original film version. Because I definitely enjoy the original 1978 film version more than the Grease Live version. But there is some stuff in the Grease Live that I enjoyed better, but not overall. I've heard that Grease Lightning is Knicky's song. Now, in the original film, it was a majority of Danny singing it, but in Grease Live, it was both Danny and Knicky singing the song, which I thought is nice. One thing that I didn't understand about the Grease Live version of Grease Lightning was the weird, different hand gestures compared to the original version of the song. Elbow, elbow, elbow. What? What are you doing? So yeah, like I said, I'm definitely sticking with the nostalgia, but I was going to say nostalgia boner. That's not exactly right on here. I'm definitely sticking. The nostalgia sign is sticking, and I'm going with the original movie version of Grease Lightning. Now, there's a note to bring up here. Note. When Paramount decided to do the Grease Sing-Along Edition in movie theaters, because they're Paramount, and apparently Paramount loves to put lens flares in everything, they threw a shit ton into Grease, especially during this song. I don't understand why. I mean, just because you had some lens flares in the newer Star Trek movies doesn't mean you need to throw it in every fucking thing. So the next songs to bring up are actually from the Grease Live versions. We get Those Magic Changes, which is sung by Duty, which kind of wrap up the whole Danny trying to be a better person for Sandy by doing the whole athletics stuff, which I admit, yes, it is a lot funnier to see Danny going through some of this stuff in the original movie, although there are some of them that is nice to fast forward through with this version. And of course, hearing this actor's Duty singing the song is nice, considering that we hear the song in the original movie at the dance. And we hear Danny well, John Travolta, Danny, kind of humming some of the lines. Now, the next song that comes up, also in Grease Live, non-Grease, is All I Need Is an Angel. And this is when Frenchie is at the cafe by herself, asking for a guardian angel or something like that to help her see her way. And she has this little song, which I do like the song in general. I do think it's a nice song here. So now we get to a song that's across both versions. Beauty School Dropout. Now with this one, once again, you might say nostalgia. I'd say a tiny bit yes, but a lot no. I like that the angel that appears for Frenchie is just one person in the original version. In Grease Live, they brought in 3 people. It's Boys to Men. In the original version, in the original movie, it's Frankie Avalon. Yeah, I'm definitely going to side more with the original version here for that factor. I mean, I'd rather have one guardian angel, because that's all you really need is one guardian angel to try and show up and try to help show you the way. The next song performed in Grease Live is Hopelessly Devoted to You. And it's Sandy singing this song after the dance. And it's kind of weird, the placement of this. In both versions, you can tell that Sandy still has love for Danny. But I don't understand why they moved around. I don't know if in the original Broadway version that was the case or not. And what makes it even weirder is that we hop into the drive-in section where we get the Sandy song. Now with Sandy, I'm definitely siding with the Grease Live version. Definitely with their performance and the way it's sung. And in both versions, the song here is the Worst Things I Could Do from the character Rizzo. I'll have to give it to the Grease Live version. Because of what was happening with the actress who plays Rizzo in the Grease Live, her father passing within, I think, the 40 hours. I forgot if it's 24 hours or 40 hours. But her channeling that loss into that song was just brilliant. But yeah, for that reason, I am going with Grease Live for their Worst Things I Could Do. In the original movie, the next song that kind of comes up is the Look at Me, I'm Sandra D reprised, which is kind of weird that it's not, I don't think it was fully in the Grease Live, but what happens with it is, so it's her admitting that she kind of has to change herself in order to get Danny, even though Danny's been trying to change himself to get Sandy. Which brings us to You Are the One That I Want. And I don't know. I mean, it's a bit of a toss-up with this song. It's a bit of a toss-up and tie because I like what both versions did with it. I just cannot pick one over the other. I mean, in the original film version, we have Danny and Sandy go into this little fun house thing, go through that, come back out, and then we see a few of the T-Birds and Pink Ladies in different spots in the fair, and then back to Danny and Sandy. And in the Grease Live version, we have them, the main cast there, more or less going throughout the indoor fair that they're doing for this scene, which is kind of nice. So, yeah, I kind of like both versions. I can't pick one. I kind of have to go with both versions of this. We Go Together. In both versions, it's a wrap-up song. But in Grease Live, it's them going to the fair, an actual fair that's there. Actually, it's along the way to the fair as well, along with the rest of the cast. And with the original version, it's just them in the fair in all kinds of different spots. I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to say I'm going to have to go with the original movie version more. Even though I like the Grease Live version as well, I just enjoy I guess it's another case of chalking up with the nostalgia factor for going with the original film version more than the later one. And I think that's about it. I mean, this was my first attempt at this musical comparison type of video. I would like to try this on other ones that I think I posted on the Facebook. I posted the images of the other ones I'd like to try. Whether I'll actually get around to doing them or not is still up in the air. It depends on if anybody actually wants to see this happen again or wants to see me try to continue this. I know one is going to be definitely difficult to figure out, and that is Les Mis, because they had, I think, the staged versions that they released on film numerous times, and then the Hugh Jackman movie are the only musical versions. Otherwise, there's a few other versions that were on film as movies and stuff that weren't really musicals with people singing and stuff. So that's going to be something that's tricky. And there's going to be some, like Rent, where I'm going to have to try and look at 3 different versions. That's going to be really odd. And there's one image that I didn't get to make in time that I'm kind of not looking forward to, and that's Cats. Oh boy. Because there was one Broadway version that they put on film of Cats. And then there's the recent movie version of Cats. Yeah. That's going to be awkward to go through. Now, as I'm recording the audio for this, I'm currently at the 30-minute mark, but knowing me editing it down, it'll probably be more of the 20-minute mark for this first one. So, like I said, if I try this again, maybe I'll try to add in some more other factors into comparisons and stuff. But until then, this is just me pulling the trigger on the first one and seeing if there's an actual audience for it or not. Otherwise, I'll just go back to my regular stuff. List down below any memories that you have for the original Grease movie, if you actually attended some of the Broadway versions of Grease, or if you also the Grease Live. If you have any memories, favorite moments, stuff like that, go ahead and share those down below. And until next time when I post another video, bye.